Hey, it's Josh Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And I'm here taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. Now, we know that the Galaxy Note 4 is what everyone's talking about right now, but the reason why I really wanted to take a look at this phone is that, well, if you were talking about the Galaxy Note 4 and saying, wow, that's great that they have a metal construction finally, well, the Note 4 was not the first phone to have it. It was this one right here. And this was announced and released fairly recently, like very recently, and we weren't able to take a very close look at it during the pre-briefings and whatnot, because it wasn't the main focus of the release, obviously, but here I am with it. They were gracious enough to have me come up to the Smart Lounge at Samsung's booth and take a look at it hands-on. So right here, I'm just giving you a quick look at it. We're obviously going to be getting our review unit pretty soon on it, but I wanted to make sure to give you a nice look before we actually put our hands on with it. But here we have the actual display available, and this is a 4.7-inch display, which is an awesome, it's an awesome size for this particular phone, and with the metal sides that have a very similar look to the Galaxy Note 4. After all, it is the first place that it happened. It is a very flat profile, easy to use in the hand. 4.7 inches is a refreshing size to have in order to really kind of have a change of pace from the much larger phones out there, especially ones like the Galaxy Note 4. The buttons feel nice and meaty, especially with the metal construction. And from there, we have the button here on the bottom with the recent and back buttons flanking it. You see the construction over on the sides. You have the speaker on the bottom with the micro USB charging port, the buttons on the side, and of course the headphone jack at the top. Now this screen is 4.7 inches, as I said already, and it comes in at a 720p resolution, but it still is that AMOLED screen that brings a lot of great color contrast and color reproduction to the smartphone game, and it's a really lovely one to look at. The viewing angles are all quite great, and everything looks really good on this display. Underneath the hood, what we'll have is an Exynos octa-core processor on here, which is great that you have all of that power underneath, but also what we'll have is 32 gigabytes of storage and 2 gigabytes of RAM. Now, as far as the camera goes, or rather, let's take a look at the back first now that I'm talking about the camera. Now, we do have that Dimple Design that is on the back right here, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit here so you can really see what I'm talking about. This is the Dimple Design that was originally introduced in the Samsung Galaxy S5, but it has a different feel, and as you can see here, all of the different designs and the dimples are a lot closer together, and as you can see in the shine right there, it actually has a bit of a leathery look, and it actually has a bit of a leathery feel. It's very soft, and it has a bit of grip on it, which is awesome because when you have it in your actual hand, it really sits nicely and is it feels very secure in the hand. So if we look at the back right here, you'll see the optics here at the top. This is a 12 megapixel camera that comes with a 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera to be able to get you all of the selfies that you need. Going through some of the interface right here, we're just kind of going through and looking at some of the icons and whatnot that are here. Of course, we have the notification drop down right here as well. But ultimately, you're going to get the same experience that you are used to when it comes to Samsung, just in a smaller body that is a lot more accessible. It's actually really light considering the metal construction. And really, this is the experience that you would expect from Samsung that is very much like the Galaxy Note 4, especially in terms of its metal construction, but it obviously does not have the S Pen. So if you're looking for a smaller, more accessible version of Samsung's big flagship, then you pretty much have it right here because they share a lot of similarities. But at the same time, while this is a smaller version, probably this is the best type of smaller phone that Samsung has put out in a little bit of time, then you're also going to get the kind of power that you need underneath in order to perform all of your tasks very well. So that was the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. We're just taking a nice look at it. It is going to be available in many of the markets, but if you were getting sort of caught up in the Samsung Galaxy Note 4 hype, here is your look at the Galaxy Alpha, which is another phone, the original metal construction phone with actually a very nice design of its own. Samsung is definitely starting to get it right when it comes to their designs, and these two phones, this and the Galaxy Note 4, definitely exude that. So keep it tuned here to Android Authority for even more coverage of the Galaxy Alpha and the Galaxy Note 4 and beyond. We're here at IFA 2014. Things are kind of winding down, but that's because we are able to, but it's because of that we are able to take a look at these other phones that you may or may not have heard of as much here at the trade show, and I want to make sure to bring all that footage for you. So keep it tuned here for that. Drop us some likes and subscribe if you haven't already, because we are your source for all things IFA 2014.